and a very, very good morning to you from a beautiful May morning here in Luton, Bedfordshire. Today I'm going on a trip from Luton to the centre of Warsaw. A bit of a planes, trains and automobiles. I've already had the automobile to get me as far as here. And I'm going to just have a little look at some alternative ways of getting from Luton to the centre of Warsaw than the ones you might not ordinarily take. For example, let's say you arrive into Luton by train. You'll be offered 2 tickets, one as far as Luton Airport Parkway or one to Luton Airport, which will then incorporate the £4.90 one-way fare. That's £4.90 each way per person to go on the Luton Dart up to the airport. It's fast, efficient and fairly seamless from the airport. The other alternatives, of course, you might want to get dropped off at Luton Airport. They will charge you a drop-off fee there of, I believe, about £5. And the other alternative, of course, would be to park somewhere in Luton and walk. I wouldn't recommend that one. It is a bit of a trek up to the airport, particularly if you've got suitcases. Taxi, of course, will take you up there. And if you look at Uber fares to anywhere in Luton other than Luton Airport, they'll be somewhere in the order of about £5 less than the price to take you to the airport. That's, of course, because the taxi company will also be being charged to drop you off up there. The other alternative is to take the bus. And so I've come out of Luton Airport Parkway station, the platform 1 side, which directs you towards the Dart. There's also an exit out to Kimpton Road, which is a bit of a building site this morning by the looks of things. And just outside here, opposite the Hampton by Hilton Hotel, there is a bus stop, and that bus stop there's a reasonably regular bus service that takes you up to Luton Airport, and it's currently priced at £2 due to the government's cap on bus fares, which is running until, as it stands at the moment, the end of June 2023. That may well get extended, and I couldn't offhand tell you what the fare would be when the cap ends. But I don't believe it would be much more than £2 in any case. I would say, as hazard a guess, at £2.50 tops. I may be wrong, but it currently stands at £2. So it's not quite as rock and roll as going on the Luton Dart. And if you've got kids and lots of suitcases, it might not be the option for you. But I can see that the A bus up to the airport is coming along in 8 minutes time, and there's also the 757 service. I'm not sure if that is included in the £2 cap or not, but if he stops here I'll ask the driver, and if it is, I will get on there. If not, I shall wait for the £2 one. So there you go. I'll be flying today through Luton Airport, obviously, with Wizzair to Chopin Airport, the main airport in Warsaw, and I'll take the bus into the centre. Ordinarily, probably, I'll take the train, the S1 or S2, which takes you into the centre of Warsaw. But today I'm going to take the bus as it drops off a little bit closer to where my accommodation will be tonight. However, the bus is a little bit more regular there in Warsaw than the train. And but the fare will be the same. I'll get round to the fares in Warsaw, but I think the current fare to get you from the airport by bus or by train is 4 zloty 40, less than 5 zloty, and you get 5 zloty to the pound, so it's less than £1 to take you into the centre of Warsaw from Chopin Airport, which is not a bad deal. Your other alternatives there, of course, is Uber, as there would be here in Luton, and so you take your choices. Anyway, here I am, stood at the bus stop. It's not too bad. Obviously these, The 757s run all night, but the local A buses don't, although they have extended services because they serve the airport. So let's see what happens with this. But this is a way of saving yourself best part of £3 per person each way. If it's running and it's convenient for you, give it a try. You might even be staying in the Hampton by Hilton hotel, in which case you've got a choice there of going up on the Dart or on the bus. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's have a nice little ride over to Warsaw today and see how it all goes. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. The bus was about 5-6 minutes late. The upside to that was it did actually tell me that when I had a quick look on Google, so you're not just stood there wondering if it's even going to turn up at all. The sign at the bus stop just kept saying 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, but Google did say 6-minute delay, and sure enough, on about 6 minutes it turned up. And the other thing with regards to the fare, I was just charged £1.90 from where I got on at the Hampton by Hilton Hotel. Now, obviously, this bus has come from Dunstable, I think, so if you got on there, ordinarily the fare would be somewhat more than £1.90. As I say, it's capped at £2. So if you jump off at Luton Airport Parkway and get the bus, it's £1.90 as it stands at the moment, and presumably when the cap ends it will also be £1.90. So there you have it, here we are. Let's go in, let's see what security's like this morning, and see if the usual Luton Airport fun and games are as they normally are. Looks quite busy this morning. Let's see how we're doing. Flight's in about just over 2 hours, so not in any great rush or panic this morning. Hopefully it's on its way from Warsaw, where the aircraft originates this morning, so I'll be checking that shortly. And queue's looking nice and short this morning, shouldn't take too long to get through here. I'll say 5 minutes max, maybe 10, but no great queues back to the doors like there was a couple of weeks ago near Easter time. In fact, everyone seems to veer off to the right. The queues are longer over it seems to be split into two halves, and the queue over there on the right hand side for some reason seems longer than the ones here on the left, so I don't know. Sheep. Well, that wasn't too bad. Some very nice friendly security staff here at Luton Airport. Generally find that they're fairly amiable guys here. Sometimes there's great long queues, but today not a problem. Through the whole process in maximum 10 minutes. So from arriving at Luton Airport Parkway to going out to Kimpton Road, getting the bus, £1.90, and up into the airport, straight through security. No bags to check in, they've just got a trolley bag, so that's through security. All in all, 45 minutes. I wouldn't rely on it being that quick on a regular basis, it's particularly at peak times, but today, fantastic. So let's have a little look. And 8:25, shows gate at 7:25, so it looks like we're on time. Brilliant. As with all airports, you have to run the gauntlet of the extremely overpriced duty-free shops. And the usual array of places to separate you from your cash, such as the bars and restaurants in here. There is a reasonable selection here at Luton, actually, if that's for you. Me, normally, I'll just grab a coffee and then get a meal deal from Boots or W.H. Smith's and eat that on the plane, rather than paying for the stuff on the plane, which is never guaranteed they're going to have available, and you never know how long it's going to be before they come down and serve it to you. Sat in row 5 today, so they usually come along fairly quickly when you're near the front. But yeah, right, so I'll have a little look around, see what's going on here this morning, and next thing will be the boarding in round about an hour's time. So I'm going to grab a coffee and thank my lucky stars. That was a nice, easy process this morning.
Wizzair UK departure to Athens, flight
Tend to find that the main departure lounge area here at Luton's pretty busy and trying to find seats. But if you walk off towards the gates, there's two directions to walk off the gates. And once you get down the corridors just here, there's usually loads and loads of seats knocking about that you can just find somewhere a little bit quieter to sit down and relax. But do keep an eye on those screens, because your boarding gate may well be the one at the other end of the airport, other end of the departure lounge. It's not huge here, but it could take you 15 minutes to get from, if you're at the wrong end, to the other end, particularly if you've got little ones with you and bags and such like. They normally announce their boarding gate around about an hour before departure, so relax until that point and then start looking at the screen and head to where you need to be. Alternatively, of course, there's plenty of establishments such as this to while away a bit of time. Been in the Aspire Lounge here as well. Get that through my insurance company if my flight's delayed, or you can pay to go in. Not entirely sure what the price is if you just turn up and ask to go in there. About 30 something pounds, I should think. But you can get some food and beverages up there. Worth, if you're likely to be here for a while, worthy of consideration at least. Some of the general look this morning, everything seems to be running on time. Can't see anything cancelled or delayed particularly. Katowice flight there, I've delayed half an hour, but that's about it. Not too bad at all. Right, let's go and get my meal deal for later. So what other hacks can I give you for Luton Airport, other than if you want to try and avoid the dart, avoid the high price of food and drink on board the plane, and to find somewhere to sit that's relatively quiet. Yeah, don't go to Starbucks. Go and find one of the other places that are knocking about down here for a coffee. You'll probably find the queue shorter anyway. And there's a pretty good chance the coffee will be better as well. I'm not a big fan of Starbucks, as you can probably tell, but I'm sure some would disagree with that. So, and avoid the duty-free shops as well. Other than that, get that wallet ready, because there's plenty of opportunities to open it up here, as there are with all the airports everywhere. Swimming upstream now for some reason. I'll come this way. Oh, another one. If you can have a little look on flight radar to see how your flight's doing, what the aircraft reg is, and sometimes if it's one that starts off in the morning from the airport you're at, you could probably get yourself a heads up on the boarding gate if a member of staff can't or won't tell you where it's going to be ahead of time. So you can get down and plonk yourself down near there. Particularly if you've got kids and so on, it's probably handy to get roughly in that area in the first place. And it should give you a heads up on any delays as well if the aircraft's coming inbound from somewhere. Like my flight today is heading on in from Warsaw to turn around to go back to Warsaw. It's all on time, so that's great news. Let's try coffee from here. I might just have to take back all I said about Starbucks, because as a rule they tend not to run out of coffee, but this particular place I went in has run out of coffee, despite the fact they've got a sign saying coffee bar, that they can't turn the sign off. Everyone was shouted at for standing in the wrong bit because it was by their fire exit. Although there's no sign saying don't stand there or this is a fire exit, blah, blah, blah. So that was an interesting experience. So give that place a miss if I were you guys. Let's hunt for another coffee. Or you'll get shouted at. It was all right for me because I understood what she was on about, but the two ladies in front of me that, let's say that English is not their first language, were a bit bemused by being made to stand 2 foot away from where they'd already stood, with no indication that they shouldn't have been stood there. But there you go. We all have bad days. I don't know why I'm going this way. It's a smell of perfume. I always turn around when I get to the smell of perfume, because that just means you know what being sold at a lot of. That's made me laugh this morning. Crap affair, if you pardon the pun. Okay, let's try Pret, which does appear to have a queuing system in place, and hopefully they've got some coffee as well. Also, it's cheaper here, but the cup might be smaller, who knows. Come on guys, wakey wakey, she wants ya. Right, so let's do a very unscientific review of the coffee options, and I certainly didn't try them all, but I avoided Starbucks. Don't really like their black coffee, bit too bitter for me. Crap affair, rude, no signs, ran out of coffee anyway, and a bit too expensive. Not very good experience with them, and I don't appreciate getting shouted at first thing in the morning for standing where you haven't told me not to stand. And Pret, nice and smiley, coffee tastes good, reasonable price, can't complain, excellent. And she liked my cap, so she gets bonus points for liking my cap. Right, I'm going to go and find somewhere quiet to sit for half an hour, and then the boarding gate should get announced, and we'll head off and see what my friends at Wizzair have got lined up for me today. This tends to throw people into a bit of confusion. It says up there, for this particular flight, gate shows at 7:25. It's now 7:34 and no gate's been shown yet. So if anyone from Luton Airport's watching, this happens all the time, and the gate shows time needs to be altered if they're not going to show it at that time, for whatever reason that may be. It doesn't confuse me as such, but a lot of people it does. They're wondering why on earth they can't see which gate they're supposed to go to, presumably because they haven't decided which gate's going to be used yet. But it would be more helpful if there was a delay to that, so people knew where they were, what they were doing. And that appears to be happening to a lot of flights this morning. Another 7:20, gate shows at 7:20. 7:25 for the Warsaw flight. And there it goes, it's popped up, gate 15, so I better hack it to there. I took a 2-to-1 bet which side of the airport it was going to be coming in on, and I lost today, so let's take a little walk to gate 15. Usual kettling in full operation here. Flight appeared to arrive on time, so in theory should be going on time. Let's see if that happens. Yeah, there's quite a lot of kettling there. The aircraft came in probably about 20 minutes or so before departure, and just boarding now. It's just gone departure time, so I guess by the time everybody's on, fueling's finished and everything, it's going to be 10-15 minutes late leaving here. But yeah, there was quite a long wait in the kettling queue to get, and it was a little unclear with regards to priority boarding, all that sort of stuff, who should be in what queue. But anyway, we're boarding now, so should be on our way fairly shortly. Usual stuff here today, comfortable enough, full flight, lots of crying babies and children and people kicking your seat. It's exactly what you normally expect on a flight like this, so not disappointed at all. About halfway through the flight now, another 30 minutes, 35, 40 minutes should start dropping down into Warsaw. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I'll talk to you again when we're on the ground. See how we get through Chopin Airport. It's normally not too bad. Last couple of times into Poland, the queues for immigration have been quite slow, but that wasn't in Warsaw. I think I'm talking about Poznan and Krakow. It was fairly slow. So let's see how Chopin's doing today.
Remain seated with your fastened until the captain has thrown the fasten seatbelt sign. Please be careful on beneath the compartment and check the seat pockets in front of you for any personal belongings. We inform you that smoking will be allowed only in designated smoking areas. Captain Michał Moskwa and the crew with you flying Wizzair, we look forward to seeing you on board. Wish you pleasant stay in Poland. Thank you and goodbye.
Well, that was a very quick immigration. The aircraft stopped on a remote stand with coaches to immigration, which is quite usual for flights from the UK into Europe nowadays, as a lot of the terminal stands are for the inter-European flights, so it's not unusual. And it did make a pleasant change to not be a complete pariah with my British passport and end up in a great long queue. The queue for all passports was quite short. Of course, most of the people on the flight were Polish and went to the lines just for them. So anyway, here we are in the arrivals hall. Going to go and find my way to the 175 bus and see how we can get into downtown as quickly as possible. Nice flight, usual sort of thing for Wizzair. No dramas. Left about 25 minutes late, got here about 10 minutes late. So all in all, not too bad at all. Here we go, Warsaw, here I come. Most Polish airports are fairly small. Obviously, Chopin here in Warsaw and the capital city is the biggest airport by far, but even then it's not that big. It's fairly comfortable to wander around and never too crazy busy, and today seems no exception to that. Pretty good signage. I'm going to take the bus today rather than the train. Let's see, I think they're every 15 minutes, so hopefully not too much of a wait. I've got to go and get a ticket first, go and find those machines. They're quite easy to use as well. They translate into English and a number of other languages, in addition to Polish of course. Plenty of shops, plenty of places to grab some stuff if you're thirsty or whatever. Not a bad little airport really, Chopin. Okay, I'll contact you when we're on the bus. Oh, super quick through the airport there. Probably the quickest I've ever got into Poland. and no problem with the ticket machine, straightforward, and the bus came after 5 minutes. I'm on my way into town already, so this has been a very smooth ride altogether. Just marred by the lady at the crapper fair place this morning, being rather rude to people and ordering them about, but hey ho, she probably had a bad night's sleep and had to get up early. We've all had those, haven't we? Right, let's get ourselves into town properly and head off to the accommodation, and then that'll be pretty much the end of this video. There'll be some more to come with some random transport activities around Warsaw on the trams, the metro and the buses. So a few more to come, and a gig to go and see tonight as well. Looking forward to this. Welcome to Poland. Right, well here we are. That was simple enough. That was about a 25-minute bus ride from the airport to downtown Warsaw. Right near the central station, the downtown station, and most things connect with this part of the city. So I'm looking forward to a few days now of having a good old look around Warsaw. I've been through here quite a few times, but never really looked around here properly, so I'm looking forward to that for the next couple of days. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the journey. Luton Airport was great today, apart from one of the vendors in there was having a bit of a bad day. What would you call it? A crepe shop that doesn't sell coffee. And anyway, moving on from that, Wizzair also, usual, what you'd expect from a budget airline. Tried to get everybody off and back on again as quickly as possible to keep to schedule. And the reason given for their delay today by the captain was congestion getting into Luton due to poor visibility, and then I think they had to wait out on the taxiway for other departing aircraft before they could pull onto stand. So all in all, that added up to a bit of a delay arriving on stand, and then 25-minute delay departure, but only 10 minutes late here. Very quick through Warsaw Airport, and bus came straight away, got here, no dramas whatsoever. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Click if you like it, subscribe and all those other things, and I'll be popping in the Palace of Culture tomorrow, which looks an interesting building from the outside. I'm sure it's just as interesting on the inside. Catch you again soon, bye now.